Chorus. How can you use it and not sound like you're stuck in the 80s? I'm Nathan from the Worship Journal Guitarist Edition and Worship Calling. We got ourselves a Toastmaster Tuesday on a Wednesday as always, because that's when YouTube told me you make every strum count. And chorus is what we're going to talk about today. So last week we started a new series. We're talking about all things modulation and how I kind of shared last week how I feel like I don't tend to use modulation because I feel like it was overused in a very specific time period. All the modulation effects were overused in my opinion and just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, and I've kind of steered clear of them. But one thing I'm discovering is we can use these modulation effects and create these like micro movements in our signal path that I feel like is adding a lot to my tone. So, you basically have three types of modulation. You have pitch modulation, which is going to be your chorus and your vibrato. You've got time modulation, which is like your flangers and your phasers. And then you have like amplitude or volume modulation, which is like a tremolo. So last week we dived into vibrato. We're looking at the pitch modulation. So today we're looking at the chorus, and specifically the Boss CE2. That's what I'm using here in the Toastmaster Pro. That's what that's modeled after. So obviously, like we talked about last week, tremolo was kind of a byproduct of chorus. Chorus was the original. Tremolo kind of came in after it when they discovered we just used just the pitch modulation alone, don't have anything else, and people liked it. So what is that other stuff that they removed to make tremolo out of a chorus? What a chorus pedal is doing is it's actually duplicating your signal. Okay, so you have a duplicated signal path, and then it's modulating the pitch on one of those. And it's using, like I said last week, an LFO to a low frequency oscillator to move that pitch up and down. And so again, this is why we're going to see controls like rate. Rate is how fast is that movement happening. We're going to see depth, how deep and how high, how high am I pitching up and how low am I pitching down. We're gonna, in some pedals we're gonna see mix, because you can mix the modulation in and out. You can even have some pre-delay, which pre-delay basically it allows a certain amount of the signal path to get in before the modulation attacks it, right? So kind of lets some of the unmodulated unmodulated path kind of cut through. So I think I still like the vibrato a little bit better. I still get that kind of chorusy feel that I just, like I said, I've just kind of had a bad taste in my mouth. And it's like someone's still sneaking the peas in my plate, as a kid, and I didn't want my peas. Like, I still can kind of taste it there. It's hidden in there. But the more I've been playing with this, the more I'm able to get over that and really hear just that micro movement. Again, just like the vibrato, I ended up landing with the chorus in front of my Mythic Drive and my amp. Now, I know traditionally speaking, that's not how you do modulation. Most of the time, everybody puts modulation towards the end, after the amp, all that stuff. But like I always say, tone is relative. There's no hard, fast rules. I like both my vibrato and my chorus before my drive, before my amp, because I'm actually compressing that signal path coming off of that pedal. I like the way that feels. It again, it feels like it tames it down just a little bit. It's not as obnoxious, in my opinion. I'm still getting that micro movement that I'm starting to like more and more. It just adds this little little bit of movement. Kind of like I said last week, it almost feels like it's widening out your stereo path, even though it's not. And it just sounds really cool. And just like the vibrato, I really like it with the ambient. I like pulling in my ambient path and just getting... You can just hear that micro movement taking place there. Obviously, the reverbs have a little bit of modulation in them too, but just this added extra chorus before the amp, before the drive, that's getting nice and compressed, just this kind of thick micro movement that then is going into that ambient reverbs. I think it sounds awesome. So here's where I landed. Said this last week, I'm going to say it again because it's worth saying every single time. I never set rate on modulation. I never set rate on any timed effect, delay, modulations. I always want it to follow the BPM of the song. So I leverage the BPM on the ToneMaster Pro. You can tap your BPM to just tap to the song so that the BPM is matched to the tempo of the song, and then we use that to set the rate. Again, I really like the dotted eighth. I really like the dotted eighth with the chorus as well. I think it fits really well with the BPM. That way those micro movements are following the beat of the song. They're not just kind of out there landing in the wrong spots and just sounds like a wall of noise. So obviously I'm using the BPM. I'm using my timer, the clock on the ToneMaster Pro, to set that rate based on the dotted eighth of that time. And then I've just got a really low depth, 19%. Again, like I said, these micro movements, I think, is where it's at. I just like that little micro movement. Less is more, especially in modulation, in my opinion. Now, I did play around with this a little bit too. I actually threw it down here in my ambient path. Kind of like that too. Because I'm losing that compression from the drive and the amp. It's a little more defined. You can definitely hear more of that movement, more of that kind of 80s tone, I guess, underneath the behind the curtain a little bit there, under the sheets. And I think it sounds kind of cool in there too. So I'm probably going to end up having two presets. I'm just uploading this one to the cloud so you can do whatever you want with it, but I'm probably going to end up having two presets with chorus, one with it in my ambient path and one with it before, because I kind of feel like there's a time and place for both of those, and so I'd like that flexibility of kind of flopping those and switching it in and out. So yeah, that my friends is where I landed. I'm really liking going over these modulations and kind of taking another look, coming back around and saying, okay, I'm trying to come in with fresh eyes, fresh ears, and not get stuck in the 80s, but how can I use some of this movement, these micro movements that we're creating with these effects to really kind of change the tone of the guitar. And I'm having a blast doing it. So if you have not subscribed, please be sure to do that, because we're going to go through all the modulation. We're looking at time modulation, we're looking at the tremolo with the amplitude or the volume modulation, and we're just going to kind of see if we can make them sound, make them add to our tone and not overtake it, and not just sound like this crazy 80s modulation set to 10 on everything. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing. I'm really liking it. So be sure to subscribe so you can follow along, have fun with this. Preset will be in the cloud. Be sure to check it out. And as always, make every strum count. I'll see you guys next time.